Hey, I want to talk to you about the Prosperity Tax Solutions compensation plan. I'm super excited about this plan because I can take anybody, brand new person, no experience, and put them in our compensation plan with our six-figure formula and show them how to make $100,000 their first year coming out the gate in the tax business. So I'm super excited about that. But without any further ado, let me share my screen and we're going to go ahead and get right into this compensation plan overview. So we do not have a traditional compensation plan. Most of the time when you get involved with a tax company, they're either going to pay you an hourly wage or they're going to pay you a straight commission. So for example, if you made a 70% commission, if you was on a 70-30 split, the preparation fees would be split 70-30 between you and the owner of the company or the EFIN holder. In the cases of Prosperity Tax Solutions, we have a tiered compensation plan that's going to allow you to go from a starting commission of 50% all the way up to 90%. So that in itself is phenomenal because most companies don't let you go up to 90%. So let me show you how this works real quick. So on your first 10 returns, all right, you're going to earn 50%. That's if you're brand new, no experience, coming out the gate, just getting involved with in the tax industry. Now, obviously, if you got some experience, you got some numbers under your belt, then we're not going to start you off at 50%. You can start at a higher commission level, but we're talking about a brand new person out the gate, 50%. So you're going to earn that on your first 10 funded returns. So from 1 through 10, you're at 50%. On that 11th funded return, you're now earning 60%. On the 26 funded return, you're now earning 70, 51, 80, 185, 200, 201 plus 90%. Now, let me show you exactly how that equates to dollars in your pocket and how it stacks up to getting involved with a traditional 70-30 split or something like that, where you don't have the ability to hit all of these commission levels in one tax season. Because typically, if you start off at a 70%, you're at 70% for the entire season, and maybe you can renegotiate the next season if you had a great season and you did numbers. But even with that, most people are not going to let you go up to 90%, even if you did numbers. Okay, you probably just need to look at going out and getting your own EFIN and starting your own business. But you can go up to 90% with us still working under our EFIN. So, I mean, you might not understand that, but that's powerful, right? And for those who want to get their own EFINs and go out and get their own software, okay, we even have a plan for you as well, and we can assist you in doing that as well. So, let's start off at this 70% rate because I actually was speaking to someone, a young lady, and I was telling her about our compensation plan. And this particular young lady had done 150 tax returns last tax season. So I was telling her about our compensation plan. And I was telling her that even if you started off at 50% and moved through our compensation plan, you would still make more than you did at that 70% rate. And here's how: 150 tax returns, right? Let's say on average, 475 is the preparation fee. Now, that's just a random number that I threw out there. It can be less. In some cases, it could be more. But that's just a random number, so don't get caught up on the 475. But if you were at 470, if the preparation fee was 475 and you were at a 70% 70-30 commission split, you would make 332.50 for every 475 funded return, right? So if you did 150 of those, you would make $48,875 in commission that year. Now, that's not bad because we're talking about 90, 120 days at the most. All right, you've made $48,000. That's more than most people make all year long, their full-time salary. You're doing that in a tax season. So that's not bad. That's nothing to sneeze at. But let me show you how that stacks up against our compensation plan where you start off at 50%, and as you meet these milestones, you get promoted All right, so you have the opportunity to earn more money. So let me show you. With 150 returns on the first 10, you're going to earn 23.75 because you're at 50%. On number 11, now you're at 60. From 11 through 25, you're going to earn $4,275. Then you get another promotion. Now you're going to earn $8,312.50 for those 25. Then you get another promotion to 80%. So for the next 50 returns, you're going to earn another 19,000, and then you get another promotion, all right, for the last 50 returns for a total of 150. You earned another $20,187. That's a total of $54,150. So as you can see, because we had a tiered compensation plan, you're going to make more money than you would starting out at 70%. And with ours, you started out at 50 because that's the power of having this tiered compensation plan and allowing you to hit those milestones. And guess what? Wherever you end up at, like for example, if you got here, you're gonna start the next season off where? Right here at 85%. So our compensation plan, in my opinion, all right, is much better than just having a flat rate compensation plan. And again, if you come to me and you show me that, hey, I did 150 returns last year, I was at 70% with my other company, guess what? We're gonna start you off at a higher compensation. We're not going to start you off at 50% because you have that experience, but we still are going to allow you to, from that 70%, move through the rest of the compensation plan once you hit those minimum milestones. So, I mean, it's just a better way to make your money. Now, I got you an example here of someone who actually started at the 70% and then went through. In the situation like that, you would have made $55,812, and that's not including our bonuses or any of the override commissions because we give you the ability to actually build a team and not just earn from what you do, but earn from what your team does as well. So it's actually more money on the table. So that same young lady that I was speaking to, instead of making $48,875, would have made a minimum of 55,812. And the reason I say a minimum is because there's other money on the table that I'm not even speaking of yet, because we have 5 ways that you can be compensated in our compensation plan. So of course, from your personal efforts you can earn anywhere from 50 to 90% commission, right? But when you refer people to this company and they get started and they do taxes, anybody that you directly refer to us, that's what we call tier one or level one, you're going to earn a $25 override for every return they do. And guess what? When they refer people, that's your level two or tier two, you're going to earn $10 for all of those returns as well. Then we also have a $10 bonus. If you do 50 returns or more, we're going to give you $10 for every return. So in the case where the person had 150 returns, that was an extra $1,500 right there. Not only that, when you refer people and they pay to get started, you're going to earn $75 commission for each one of those people. And then we have our affiliate commissions because we also offer credit repair where you earn 50% of the fees collected on credit repair, and you have the ability to sell the software. So if you have even owners, people with their own tax business already, and we can show them how to get involved with us and save a little money and make more money. When we do that, we're going to give you 40% of the software sales. So we just got a phenomenal compensation plan in place, and there is a fee to get started with us. That fee is $199.97. I don't like to call it a fee. I like to call it an investment because this is going to be a business. And anytime you have a business, you got an investment, okay? That same person that I was talking about earlier who did 150 returns last year, pointed out to me that they didn't have this initial investment with the company they was with. They only, to get started was free for them to get started. And I showed them Well, based on our compensation plan, if you had done the exact same thing, you would have made $8,437.50 more than you made with that other company. Yeah, there wasn't a upfront out-of-pocket investment, but don't tell me there wasn't a cost, okay? The cost was $8,437.50. That's what you left on the table. So you rather pay zero up front, all right, so that you can lose $8,000. I'd rather pay that 199 investment to keep $8,437 in my pocket. So that's always a cost. Even if you don't have upfront costs, the cost is going to be hidden in the fees. You're going to always pay. It's just a matter of whether they're going to have an upfront investment or not. But the thing about us is we can even help assist you with the 199.97. So if you pay a minimum of $50 out of pocket, we can work with you on the balance if things are tight right now. We understand, we understand the economy. We understand a lot of people are hurting. We understand that things could be tight right now. So you can pay a minimum of $50 and we'll work out the balance of the 149.97, right? So you can get started in this phenomenal compensation plan. And instead of trying to worry about paying zero, I say you need to drop the zero and become a hero, right? So drop the zero, get that out of your head that you want to get something for free because you get what you pay for, right? So drop the zero, become a hero. And if you know anything about taxes, you know that we are EROs, electronic return originators. Well, in this case, I just did a play on words and called you a hero. We know what a hero is, but in this case, it stands for a high earning ERO. See, most of these EROs ain't making no money, right? Get involved with us. We're going to show you how to make six figures your first year. We got a six-figure blueprint that we have in place. And let me show you one last thing before we get off of here. I want to show you our income calculator so you can play around with it uh, and kind of see the type of money you can make at your own leisure. You can play around with this income calculator. So here's our income calculator. So basically, you come over here, and just like in the illustration I showed, we're gonna say that the preparation fee was $475, and let's say you did all right, let's look at it like this. Let's say you was going to approach this opportunity from a part-time basis. You already got a full-time job, so you don't need to quit your job or do anything crazy. This can be done completely part-time. And the average part-time person, if they bring home an extra $1,000 a month, that's a good thing for their household, right? Because we know an extra $1,000 a month can change things. It could be the difference of whether your car get repo. It can be the difference on whether you get a foreclosure. It can be the difference on whether the lights go out or whether you just got a little bit of disposable income at the end of the month. An extra $1,000 makes a difference. So if you want to make an extra $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year. All you have to do in this compensation plan is go out there and do 42 returns this tax season. All right, just 42 returns. Isn't that a lot better than going to get a part-time job and after you work 40 hours, then go clock in somewhere else and work another 5, 6 hours or 2, 3 hours or whatever it is, just to bring home some extra income to make ends meet? Just knock out 42 returns from the comfort of your own home. That's all you need is your device and an internet connection, and you can do it on any device, right? 42 returns is going to get you $12,302. That's all you got to do is budget. Just spend $1,000 a month, and there you go. You ain't got to go get that part-time job. So that starting commission rate is at 50%. So let's key that in there, right? $12,000, 42 returns. Now, if you want to know how to replace your full-time job, meaning the average person around here makes about $48,000 to $50,000 a year. Let's just call it $50,000 a year. If you want to know how to replace that full-time income, well, you just simply go do 150 tax returns, right? 150 tax returns is going to get you $55,650. And guess what? You did this in 90 days. It ain't take you all year to get it. You just replaced your full-time annual salary. You replaced it in 90 days. And we got the blueprint. I know it's easier said than done. And you thinking, yeah, but I don't know anybody. Who am I going to get? How am I going to do this? Don't worry about any of that. We have the blueprint. We're going to give you the instructions on how to make this happen. I'm just showing you this concept and how the numbers work, right? So just like I showed you on the very first screen, on your first 10, you had 50%. So this calculator breaks it down. All right. So on your first 10, you made 23.75. On the next 15, you made 42.75. On the next 25, 83.12. So it breaks it down for you and show you your total base is going to be 54,150. But then remember, you qualify for that bonus, that $10 every return. That's an extra $1,500, which brought you to 55,650. And I'm speaking a little fast because I don't want this video to be long. I just want to kind of hit the key points real fast, and then you can play around with the calculator when you have the opportunity to. So now that's full time. Let me show you what we recommend you do. We recommend you shoot for 50 returns because that's a number that if you willing to daggone go to work, roll up your sleeve, go to work, the average person can hit 50 returns. We have your first 50 return um, training that you can take advantage of, and it teaches you how to go out and get that first 50 returns. So that's our goal. We don't want you to stress yourself about trying to do 150 returns, although we would love for you to do 150. The goal is going to be 50 returns. But then what we want to do is show you how to actually go out and refer this system to other people, hire people or refer people, and you're going to be able to earn income off of that. That's that override I was talking about. So let's say our goal is going to be 12 people. So let's say you went out and hired one person a week for the next 12 weeks. That's going to be a total of 12 people. All right. Now, as you can see, um, you can actually, let me see, average returns per recruit. So the average return is going to be 50. All right. Pardon me. Got a little sidetrack there. But yeah, your goal is going to be 50 returns. The people that you bring on, their goal will be 50 as well. That's all we're saying. You can put a start date in there, but it's not necessary. And then guess what? We're going to teach those people, those 12 people, to do the exact same thing. All right. So they're going to average 12 people. All right. That does 50 returns. Everybody's just trying to do 50 returns, right? We ain't trying to kill nobody. We don't want nobody to work to kill themselves, right? Just everybody's goal is to do 50 returns because there was a billionaire by the name of J. Paul Getty who said, and I love this quote. This is something that I say all the time because I loved leveraged income. I love leveraged income. So he said he'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own because he realized that he can't do it all. There's only so many hours in the day, right? So I might be able to work 12 hours a day, but if I got somebody that's working with me and that person works 12 hours a day or 8 hours a day, whatever it is, instead of my eight, both of us together, we got 16 hours put in the same day. You see what I'm saying? It's leveraged income. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to show you how to get your 50 tax returns. We have a system for that. We're going to show you how to recruit 12 people. We have a system for that. And we're going to show you how to duplicate your efforts so they do the same thing. We got a system for that. All right. But when we do that, now look at your income. You got a six-figure income, $106,362.50 just by plugging in, working our system. Nobody's killing themselves. Nobody's trying to go out there and do all the returns in the world, right? Because we know the average new person only does between uh, 20 and 30 returns. Like we got a system that's going to show you how to get to 50. But we know on average, a brand new person out the gate who doesn't really have a lot of influences, they don't do a lot of returns. So we're showing you how to get your 50, show your team how to get to 50. And once that duplicate, you can easily get to a six-figure income in 90 to 120 days, like just during the tax season, and replace your full-time job if you want to. I mean, you don't have to replace your full-time job. If you love what you do, keep working. But how sweet would an additional 106,000 be coming into your household. That's all I'm saying. Again, we have 5 ways to get paid. We have credit repair. If you want to add that to the system, you can plug numbers in there and it'll show you how much you'll make there. But we just talking strictly from the tax business. Easy, cool, 106,000 in 90 days. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, I think, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, all right, Cam's opinion, we got one of the best compensation plans in the industry. You get to go from 50 all the way up to 90% just as a PTN holder. Now, obviously, if you're an EFIN holder and you got your own business, we got programs for you as well. But I'm talking about to those PTN holders who just want to get involved, become a tax professional, and earn them some extra money. I think this is where you need to be. So I see y'all on the next video. Definitely get involved. Let us get you in the system. Let us show you how to do it. And I look forward to helping as many people as possible earn a six-figure income during tax season. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you understand the compensation plan and our mission and what we're trying to help people do. And I'll see you on the next one. Coach Cam out. Peace.